In a series called Our Story, a Mission of Faith. And it is a historical kind of run through of the congregation that came to form the Roselle United Methodist Church. In the first one, we said that the Meacham brothers came from Vermont, Rutland, Vermont, in 1833, and they bought about 1,200 acres in what is now Medina. Shortly after that, about 12 to 15 families of English descent, some of whom considered themselves Wesleyans, that is, followers of John Wesley, bought land in the area and began to farm. They were living on the edge of the frontier. There was no social structure here, so they had to do everything themselves, and that included creating some kind of school, some kind of church, some kind of economic system. They were just really, really on the edge of society. So we know that the women essentially serviced the Sunday school for the children. They taught reading so the children could read the Bible, and they told Bible stories and ran a Sunday school. And the men, as near as possible, gave appropriate sermons and things like that. More people began to move into the area. Initially, they were meeting in one another's homes. And as more people came into the area, I think they moved the services into the barns and in the nice weather, probably in the front yard or something. But by 1851, a J.C. Stoughton, who was a minister or a theological student, don't know which, came from a seminary in Arlington Heights, and he really, really gave shape to their Sundays. And we have to, for a moment, imagine how absolutely special these Sundays were to this congregation. They worked hard. They made 6 long days. It was harvesting and planting and plowing and clearing the land and feeding the livestock and just trying to eke out a living. And the women sewing and mending and cleaning and cooking and laundry and trying to raise the children. Everybody worked hard. You could even, it didn't matter that you were a child, you really worked hard too. Even a 3-year-old could be taught to gather eggs from the chicken coop. So let's imagine what these Sundays were like for them. I think they were entirely wonderful. Probably preparation began Saturday night when everybody took a bath. And you can sort of imagine the kitchen was the warmest room, and was cold water from the pump in the front yard, and you added boiling water from a tea kettle, and it was warm enough, and you washed the cleanest kid first, and then you kind of went down the line, and I think the water got kind of murky toward the last. They tended to have big families. Anyway, so Sunday morning came, and you can just bet they had on their very best clothes, and they shined their boots and combed their hair, and I don't know, they just put out their very best face, and they went to church. They went to Sunday school. I'm sure the morning began with Sunday school for all the children, and then services with sermons and lessons for the adults. Probably the afternoons meant potluck dinners and kind of this community coming together, a sharing of their cares and concerns, and their just feeling of warmth with one another's companionship. They were a fellowship of believers. Then probably later on, games for adults and children, and maybe Bible study classes in small groups. I'm sure the day ended with evensong, where everybody sang. And I think we ought to put in a plug for Charles Wesley, whose hymns I understand were a good deal more sprightly than some of the hymnologists, I guess you'd say, because supposedly he kind of stole melodies from the beer halls of England. So, sometime in the late 1850s, they had been meeting in the Medina Public School sometime in the 1850s. That got built. And as more people came in, it just got crowded. So one Sunday morning after Sunday school, a Reverend Batten said the children were to remain in their seats. After Sunday school, when the adults came, there was no place to sit. There was barely room to stand. And although they said they couldn't afford it, they went ahead and decided they would build a church. The first church was built on Irving Park Road, about a quarter of a mile west of Old 53. And we don't exactly know when that church was built, but we do know that one of the first ceremonies performed there was a farewell to the boys. It was a sending off of the men and boys who would be fighting in the Civil War. Some of them went east to Fort Dearborn in Chicago. Some went to Camp Douglas in Rockford. And these men literally beat a path across the prairie, and that path became known as Army Trail Road. Still has that name. We know that the first wedding there was December 28th. Let me get this right. 1862, and it was between John Pierce and Elizabeth Allen. So I'd like to show you. Here is a picture of the Medina School. Can you see that? I don't know exactly when the picture was taken, but it appears that the children are playing something like Ring Around the Rosie or something like that in the schoolyard. Now that building was there from like the 1850s to the 1990s. And on its site now is the Hindu temple. There's just a little, on Irving Park, just a little west of Medina Road. Here is the couple, John Pierce, Elizabeth Allen, and I think he has quite a beard. A day of heavy beards. The days have come back. Anyway, that's kind of it for this time. I welcome questions. And I want to thank my videographer, Ainsley Benson Cavalier, my granddaughter. I'm going to, I hope this works out, that I can answer questions, and I'll go live on your set after this is over.